too bad actually. Can you still get trailers with that overhang? It just kind of winches them or attaches them, whatever, to the back of the sideboard, which is good. So at least that means there's plenty of room for it to wiggle around. Yeah, that's what she said. Right, need to get a goddamn horse next. Justin Lynch, hello, how's it going, dude? Good to have you join us, and Rebel by Choice, morning, how's it going, man? Yeah, again, good to have you join us. Back on the, what do you call it, Phase 2 Yukon maps. Since, yeah, I didn't really get much of them done, even on my normal playthrough. Right. I think I do still have some loaves, but bought some more. Bound to be needed at some point. I like the 12-speed gearbox. That's the long scroll down to the Zix tyres. I do quite like those white wool ones, but I don't know. I'll have to look next time, because I think AGL might have just made, looking at the stats, they're just all saying excellent, so those white wool ones might still be pretty decent. But for now, where are they? They're the ones. So I think that's what I'll put on the P16 as well, actually. I'll have matching tyres. Ryan McElroy, hello sir. I haven't played this game in so long. It's yeah, it's been out a good old while now. When you think, yeah, it's got to be coming up. Is it 4 years? That's insane. Can't believe it's gone that quick. Probably feels like, I don't know, year and a half, a 2-year-old game. Definitely not 4. Oh yeah, shit, one thing I did need to do, like, get a bobblehead thing. That's the one. Yeah, I've just got a little bit of this map left to uncover, not a lot though. Nice thing is, this has the bandit crane, which usually is pretty good. Oh, of course it has to, like, it used to be really good at getting the middle winch point. Oh well, being nice to the bandit crane. Now it can't even lift a loaf. I'm sure sometimes this game just makes it up, like, each week. How strong each crane is going to be. It's usually not strong enough. It feels like, what? Where's this crane struggling? Oh, I think, yeah, the dolphin tipped over. Just the one. That crane. Give him a bit more centre than that. Right. So we've got to go. Well, yeah, just kind of get this last little bit uncovered. I suppose I may as well go around the top really and just start from somewhere around there. I could even go up to like where the waterfall is. Right. Brillinia, hi, how's it going? Good to have you join us, field stream. I don't know if it's just me then, it felt like this vehicle barely turned at all. I was steering, just didn't feel like it kicked in a lot. Reaper 710, I'm right on time, you certainly are. Can I ever select that mission? Probably asking for metal beams. Right. All of the vehicles really didn't like the rocks crossing here last week. Jamie Bastian, hello Mr. Lone Wolf, and chat, hope all is well. I'm not too bad, cheers dude, how are you doing? Made it through there. Yeah, I grabbed a P16, it's an AGL version, so we'll get the job done. Mark Rowe, hey Mr. Wolf, hope you're well. I'm not too bad, thanks dude, how are you doing? Yeah, I'll get on with the contracts after this, but trying to get the rest of the map covered quickly, since I got most of it done last week. Smoke82, hey Mr. Lone Wolf and chat, how's it going dude? Good to have you joining us. Oh, I always like driving through that oversized puddle. Did I get this mission? I think I might have, but gotta keep checking. I never did deliver that trailer in my normal playthrough either. I got it near the garage, and then I kind of wedged it in a ditch. And I believe, unless the game has stolen it, it should still be there. Juice of cane, is that a load of loaf, or a loaf load? It is a loaf load. Beast. Nearly a tip loaf. Good job my loaf trained. That peripheral vision. Or Lalo flow. Close enough. Tree needs to not be unkillable. You hit it every time. Mark Rowe, I'm good thanks, good man. Shit, that was a bit of a fat ditch that one. Jane Bastian doing well, sitting around watching the AMA Supercross race. The man from Spain, George Prada, won the 450 or 450 heat race. What's AMA Supercross? Something about that rings a bell. What are they racing like, roughly? I might have seen something similar. Sounds pretty good though, I like racing, so... yeah, not a bad way to spend the weekend. Yeah, right, I think we're getting close to where we can fire off a radar. I may as well get to the corner of the waterfall. That should just about get the corner of the map. It's a lot easier to cross. Juice of cane, loaf is the biggest load. It certainly is. That's what she said as well. Can't argue. Goddamn horse for a reason. This gearbox isn't definitely not the zoom on. I don't think it had the zoom option. Shit, out trailer. Got one bin. I'll take it. Right. Fire one up here. Right. Is that done? I want to head this way really. Get all that side done first, and then we'll figure out what's going on that end. Yeah, so I might want to turn around actually, go down the shore. Jamie Bastian, dirt bike race inside big stadiums. Why did I must have seen a video the other week or something about Supercross. Yeah, either way that's pretty good. I don't know. I can't think why. Yeah, I watched a video recently of something very similar. They were on dirt bikes. I think it was a few different clips actually, so I think some were indoor, some were outdoor. Which, yeah, I've never really had like a proper go on a dirt bike. I had a mate years ago who bought like a racing dirt bike. I don't really know much of anything about it, except apparently the guy he bought it off was, I think he was like the UK champion but on some jump he landed and smashed his chest into the crossbar things, or you know, like the handlebars of the bike. So he bruised his heart and everything, and he was selling the bike. My mate bought it, and he started it up as we were going like through the village to this field, like yeah, just a little field that they owned, and it was one of the loudest things. It's not quite the loudest engine I've ever heard, but for just a bike on Tickover, like, it was ridiculous how loud it was. And it was rapid. It did something stupid like 0 to 80 in 2 seconds, but it'd only go about 90 or 100 or whatever. Assuming obviously like if it gripped and all the rest of it. And then yeah, I never had a go on it because for one I'd probably kill myself on the thing. Yeah, the rooster tail, it flung off the back like when you just floored it in the field and went. It do like, yeah, like a mud rooster tail that, I don't know, must have been, I'm trying to think where yeah, must have been 60 to 80 foot rooster tail just coming off the thing. It was insane. Yeah, he was into all that sort of stuff, like. So that's the kind of bike. If you got that anywhere near Dave, he's the one who'd probably kill himself on it. But yeah, I watched my mate go like up and down the field, not for long. We didn't really go over his for that. It was when we started the landscape gardening business. But yeah, he just bought it, so he showed it us quickly. And yeah, it was pretty insane. I don't know what like CC and all that it was. I can't remember by now. It's probably about, yeah, 17 years ago. Oh yeah, I need to be firing off some radars. That's what I need to do. Juice of cane, nice horn, that is true. Best horn in the game, I reckon, still. Or best truck horn. I do have a certain fondness of the loaf horn. How are you supposed to get past this stupid pipe? Did I actually have no way past it? I'm assuming it's going to make me go across the bridge. There's obviously... oh, it looks like there's a way under there. Normally that, like, you'd actually be able to see, unless that's like a flat bit of pipe that I've got to fix. Is it really just going to block me? See, again, I didn't really drive over to this side of the map a whole lot, even when I had the normal game, like on my normal playthrough. It is. Again, the loaf. The loaf would definitely find a way over that. You do the limbo and go under it. Oh, there's a way. Well, yeah, I might come down this way. I don't even think I've ever driven over this, what appears to be a little bridge. Let's go and investigate. Jamie Bastian, we are a racing family here in Florida. We love all racing, just a fun sport. Yeah, exactly, for the most part. Well, not even for the most part, yeah. I'd race just about anything. I'd have a race at tying my shoes. Or, yeah. Well, like I say, my dad raced. My brother's dad race. I've been go-karting that. I'd say I'm pretty quick. I remember I went to a place once go-karting. It's the first time I've been there as well. And I was racing my brother, who is like pretty fucking rapid as well. Yeah, and it ended up just me and him chasing each other. I think my stepdad was there and my other brother, but it was just yeah, between me and Ad really. And yeah, after we did it, went like back inside and everything. And the guy who prints off your your lap times and all the rest of it. Said to, well, both of us, he was like, oh, take it you guys have been here before a few times. And I'd never been there. My brother had been there once, but he went as like after a, what do you call it, a stag party thing, so they're all pretty pissed up, so he didn't really race properly the first time. Yeah, I got 0.2 seconds off the lap record there, though, using like the carts that you can rent. Where's my crane not working properly? Yeah, so I was pretty happy with that. 0.2, and my mate worked there as well, like, yeah, at some point he said as well, like, I got a pretty rapid time. Especially that I'd never been there before. I don't know what I'm doing with a loaf. This crane just... I do like the bandit crane, but... yeah, it seems to... it'll lift the loaf, but it'll also have a bit of a mind of its own and start going all over the place. Some of the crane controls you see happening, I'm not actually pressing the buttons, the crane is just making it up as it goes along. Seems a bit better now. Get the loaf in there. I don't know why, I've got some kind of curse on this game. When it comes to bridges, I drive off them all the time. Oops, sorry, I just hit the mic there. Right, we're going to roughly be heading that way. Do we need to fire off a... yeah, let's treat myself. As much as I do like the over-the-top trailer animation, it's quite handy that this winch or radar just kind of does what it does in about a second. I'll see if I can get the comments up. Turn that down. Chris Fritz, good evening, Wolf from Minnesota. Good to see you, dude. I appreciate it, man. Good to see you too. Maybe so that's a tip again. And again. Right, we're nearly done though. It does look like I can drive up there. Well, we're going to find out. I'm going to drive up there. And the game is going to agree with me or not. Loaf is definition of speak softly and carry a big stick. He certainly is the biggest of sticks. And he does. He doesn't fuss. He just gets the job done. Even like all the other random things he does, like say when he crosses a river. Sometimes he floats, sometimes he doesn't. Seems to be pretty goddamn accurate on which one is the best option. But yeah, he does loads of little things that I don't even like. I'm not pretending that they're convenient. He is seriously convenient. He just, yeah, doesn't do any bad things. Just saves my bacon. Oh, see, he bailed out though. He knew. I'll just tell him now. But I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I've certainly tipped a few times, or nearly tipped before. And the loaf will auto-unpack, and however the game works it out, it kind of shifts your weight back. By the way, I think this P16 has got blue headlights, just if you can see like the colour of the rocks or whatever looking a bit weird. Donny Weaver, howdy Mr. Lone Wolf, good to see you. Your live stream audio is better tonight, louder than it's been. I've moved the mic pretty close to my mouth, because yeah, for some reason it's just a lot quieter on live streams. I still have no particular idea why. But if I had the mic this close to my mouth whilst I was editing a video, it'd be ridiculously loud. I moved the mic a lot further away, and I turned my voice volume down to either 60 or 50% now, I think. Yeah, and that still ends up like pretty loud on those videos, so for whatever reason the live stream's like I'm whispering by comparison. Yeah, well there was some little... something out here rings a bell. I remember driving a Western Star 49X around here to the gold mine. Can't remember why. Right, there's a fire off a radar. That should just about get them done. Nice, that'll do. Close enough. Probably fire one off when I'm at the gateway, but... right, mission. Well, they're all just missions. We'll go for the main contract since they seem to take a good while. Jesus Christ. How much... bloody hell. Oh yeah, is this still... They did fix that thing, didn't they, where you had to take like 3 cabins instead of 15 or something. Was that this map? I'm sure I remember riding it out where I just avoided that mission until they did end up patching it. Right. Oh god, what? Am I going to go and poach them from metal rolls? There's 4 there. Is it literally just... Am I going to have to go all over the place trying to poach? See, this is the thing where I think it made it a bit untidy, because as you can see, I've got about 15 different places I can go and pick stuff up from. Was that even the... yeah, reinvigorating the old mines, that's what I want. But for example, like metal rolls, it wants 10 and I can get 4 from here. But I can't really see where else I can get them from, because it's also telling me where I can get every other material from. And obviously it's like, you can figure it out, but you know what I mean. I think that's probably why the whole cargo crafting thing kind of didn't work too well this way, because it's just, yeah, now there's just a sea of arrows. I think this is why I ended up going all over the place trying to figure out how to build a cabin the first time. So all wants it dropping off there. Well, might as well just start grabbing some stuff. I'm gonna need... I could do with getting at least 5 or 6 metal rolls, really. That one's in a warehouse. Where else? Brick framing. Here's a warehouse. Metal rolls, another 2. Where does this road go? Assume I can squidge through there. What the hell's that got? Small scout flatbed. It probably has something on, but I'll leave it. Right, so I might grab 4 from there, go around the top, grab another 2 wherever they were, and try and wiggle down that way. I mean, yeah, this mission can take a good old while. Not that it really matters, but... Oh, there's a warehouse here. Another 2 metal rolls. They're going to want me to go like 4 different locations just for metal rolls. Ah, metal rolls. That solves some of that problem. I could do with a trailer, really. I was hoping I could scroll through and find a trailer that I might have abandoned somewhere. Flatbed. Well, it's kind of close. Right, let's head that way. Right, so I'm going to go to the warehouse that's just got shitloads of metal rolls. Get here, loaf. Not too sure what constitutes a road at the minute, so I'll just aim the truck in that general direction. Oh, shit. Juice of cane, no loaf left behind. There never is. Well, occasionally. We do strategically plant a few of them. But he's allowed at that point. See, not only does the loaf try and tip my P16. Trying to get back in the sideboard at the same time. He's pretty efficient. Oh, well, whatever tree I was on did not like that. How the hell did it go through the loaf? Oh, I'm going to go forward. That was got the loaf. I grabbed him from the side, but close enough. Pretty sure loaf just mounted that truck. Give it a good go. Crash again. Something tells me I might crash a lot tonight. And to be fair, that was pretty good balance in skills from the P16. I might keep trying to grab the middle of the loaf though. This way. Juice of cane, gonna learn today. Loaf equals goddamn professional. He certainly does. So I'm bringing it everywhere I go. It's just not worth setting off without one. It's too risky. It's too handy. The only thing he could do with though, still needs a saddle low on his head, so he can attach trailers, because I've proved he can transport semi-trailers, but the game won't accept that he can, so then I can't drop stuff off with semi-trailers. Right, the Yukon is such a nice looking region. I enjoyed the maps. Yeah, it is a very nice looking region. Again, it's definitely one for the more off-roady trucks. Definitely not going to be driving many highway trucks around this map, but yeah, it is a very scenic looking map. Actually does remind me, like, a little bit loosely of Duncan Bay. More like Duncan Bay in the winter when it was actually snowed. So I wonder where it wants the trailer, because it kind of shows the point at the back. Yeah, but this ended up... It seems to attach the trailer like right to the back of the sideboard, which isn't a bad thing. Just misses that top point. See what I mean? Now the crane's lifting like just fine. The game just... Oh, it was going well. Right. I'll rotate my loaf. Might row, yes, they fixed it. Down from 35 cabins to 7, I think. Yeah, 7's still a good old amount though, but yeah, better than 15. Because wasn't there a point where it's like you couldn't even fit them all in the cabin zone or something? I think particularly after I'd driven around all over the place trying to figure out how to build one. The idea of building 15 odd, I wasn't too keen on. Right, I know I will have to get the loaf out when I get some of the metal rolls. Well, saying that, could do 4 on the trailer, 1 on the crane, and do 2 runs, because I'm pretty much going to have to regardless. Next question is though, where the hell am I driving? Pop out there. best off going back up that way, I think. Well, say best off. It's theoretically quicker. Not sure if best is quite the right word. Sorry, in fact, change it to daytime while I'm there. Justin Lynch, I beat this region when it still had the cabin glitch. Yeah, I remember you, it was you saying that you did all 15, didn't you? Angry Retro Gamer, how many hours have you played SnowRunner? Do you know, I honestly don't know, but I'd imagine, just as a rough stab in the dark, I'd imagine like 3,000 odd hours on SnowRunner. And then you're probably talking 3,000 to 5,000 hours, probably editing. I'd say at least, yeah, probably nearer 5,000. But yeah, I've lost count these days. That is just a pure guess, but based roughly on like knowing how long it takes me to edit and then so on and so forth. I definitely know I'm in the thousands of hours, but yeah, beyond that, I'm not too sure. It'd be nice if the PlayStation had like a counter. I think the PlayStation 5 has now, like if you go on to a game that you've played or whatever, I think it does bring up like a little thing that says how many hours you've been on it. But as far as I'm aware, I don't think that option exists for the PlayStation 4. Although, to be fair, I rarely go into the settings. If I need to try and add like a headset, which is rare. But yeah, other than that, I just click on games, and then I have to go into the memory to delete videos. So yeah, the PlayStation fills up far too quickly. Right. What? 2 cargo in that? I thought... Didn't somewhere... Oh yeah, sorry, it was up there, wasn't it? I was going to say, I'm sure somewhere had unlimited metal rolls. I wasn't just tripping out. Well, attempt number 2. We'll get them, smash through there, and go around that way. Oh yeah. Anymore. Saving cogs nearly screwed me over. A strategic loaf is not an abandoned loaf. Exactly. He's there for future possibilities. It comes in handy many times. Got them all over the place now. I think yeah, my normal playthrough, I'm sure I've got over 300 now, and as I said, when I bought the 300th one, it glitches like the second 0 on the 300, it just... I assume they, I don't know, never planned to display, but it was able to display like 295 for example, so I don't know why it's suddenly struggling when I got to 300. But again, a very good investment. It's about 40 grand for a loaf, so what would it be? What fucking hell, I got about 12 million quid's worth of loaves. Oh, goddamn professional. I am rich, just in loaves. I wonder how much money if I sold every single truck. Not that I'm gonna, as tempting as it would be to find out. It would take me a seriously long time. Will it be quicker if you sold... Do you know what, after all that, I remember this back when I was playing the game, there was a trailer store here. I'm going to end up smashing through there. Yeah, I didn't really have to go that far to go and get my ramp flatbed, but nonetheless... Oh, what? Now it wants beams. Where the hell am I going to get beams from? Oh, I might have to go back to bloody... go crawling back to this warehouse. I'm sorry, warehouse. I like you again. Give me... Oh, it's only got 2 metal rolls. well, I don't even know. See, again, it's like, oh god, now I've got to try and find beams somewhere in a sea of little yellow thing. Oh, it's got 4 rolls. It's got 2. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm just going to have to go and grab rolls from everywhere because I don't really want to go and find metal beams just to switch them for rolls. It's going to take a good old while though. Flying down this hill as well. Something like that rings a bell. Yeah, this gearbox, I think it's a 10-speed one. It doesn't feel anywhere near as nice as the 12-speed. Seems like it spends a lot of time sort of changing gear. It's a bit like that, how the Mastodon sort of felt with its gearbox. Load transcends all dimension, certainly does. John, speaking of that, but it's weird. I remember, like, I've heard this story a few times over the years, and I heard it again recently. I don't know if anyone else has heard it, but back when they invented, or like, to do with night vision and all the rest of it, they I can't remember the guy's name. It was like Kelmer or Kilner. I think it was Kilner. He got this chemical called like diiacin or something like that. And he ended up. They made like night vision goggles from it. And these night vision goggles had like a red tinge to them or whatever. So apparently they handed them out in the Vietnam War for some of the guys to use, and after a while, like, some of the helicopter pilots and that were either like sort of shooting not at each other but sort of, but then like all these soldiers were freaking out and everything, and there was like loads of reports of soldiers saying like they could see the helicopter pilot guy was saying like there was basically like winged demons flying around that they could see that were like trying to attack the helicopter and all the rest of it. And obviously like the guy in the helicopter was just shooting blindly all over the place at nothing, but he said he could see these like winged creatures flying at the helicopter and all that. And then apparently there was other people that tried the night vision goggles and said they could see all sorts of like creatures running through the forest at night and all the rest of it, that you take the goggles off and you couldn't see anything. Yeah, and then they banned the goggles apparently, and this chemical like diiacin or whatever the hell it was. And yeah, I know it's random, it's just because you said transcends dimensions. Some people are saying like in theory, I'm not saying that this is true, but the speculation was that these glasses could like highlight either like a different spectrum of light that we couldn't normally see, or yeah, that they were seeing like different dimensions or whatever. And again, I'm not saying whether I believe it or not, but I've heard it multiple times from like, it's hard to say whether it's credible sources, but certainly different sources over the years, so it's not just like the same thing I've heard 4 times over or something. Yeah, it's random though. I just wonder if anyone else has heard it. Like, apparently there's some crazy night vision goggles. But yeah, and obviously some people reckon it was like you're seeing actual demons, ghosts, aliens, all that sort of stuff. I heard as well recently, speaking of aliens, has everyone heard or seen about these aliens that apparently appeared in Miami at like a shopping centre kind of thing? And obviously it sounds pretty crazy and all the rest of it. But the interesting thing is, and there's plenty of video of this, there was like 50 police cars turned up to this shopping centre. And then all the police are now saying that there was teenagers that were just running around setting off fireworks. But then there's loads of people saying as they were leaving like the mall shopping centre thing, the police were asking like, if anyone recorded footage, and then people are saying there was like these 8 to 10 foot aliens that look like they're all glitching weird. Again, I'm not saying it's true, but it was more interesting that there was actually like 50 cop cars outside this shopping centre. There was something big going on. And then yeah, loads of people have just been saying like the cops are asking them if they recorded anything and like trying to confiscate people's phones and all sorts of weird shit. I think that's about this week's weird things I've been looking at. Right, more metal rolls. I suppose over there. Where was the other one? This one had 4. Where am I? Oh, I could do just flying straight to that one then, really. So where's that pipe? Oh, I'm just smashing my suspension on those concrete slabs. Luckily this is like undamageable suspension. Yeah, could I squeeze down the side? See the loaf wood. This one really ain't the best truck to try out. These trees do look killable, like. Oh. I'll get down there. So close, yet so far. Right, I'm still kind of convinced that tree is killable. There's one good reason though, having a P16 car. Every time I say something's good in this game, it instantly, the same second, manages to get stuck. I think I am kind of stuck on this dead tree. Which can be a bit awkward to get off. We're close though, I need to get down there. And that one game. Oh, trees fucking me up. See, I was about to tip. The loaf hit that tree, and I didn't tip. Proof. Get yourself a loaf. Oh, goddamn professional. Oh, that tree is probably not killable, so that took a pretty good hit. It also kind of swung the back end of me round, so I'm now kind of wedged against this tree. Some serious reverse torque. This would have been a lot easier without the trailer. Just kill that tree. And voila. Still reckon it was better than going the long way. Okay, there's a bit of water. That is one reason I actually got the P16 today, because it's a nice tall truck. Bryce Pearl Gaming, message retracted, so I can't see what it was. Which, for what it's worth, I didn't retract it. I don't know what did. Gabriel Tusinon? Or is it? I'm assuming it's not like Tusignant. Is that going to be like a foreign? I say foreign, depends on your perspective. Pronunciation is going to like, yeah, Tucsonon? Tucsonon? I'm not sure. Loaf is a flat circle. Coach said box out. Sounds like pretty good advice. Especially box out. That's what she said. Justin Lynch, you could fit them all, but you really had to pack them in there. And that is definitely what she said. Try and fit the balls in too. Gabrielle, you ever watch Lone Wolf on Weed? What, I assume to anyone else? Does it enhance the experience? It's getting high on loaf. Right. Doesn't give you much hint as to where roads are. So one pops out here. Well, anyway, I just need to cross that river. I was going to attempt to plan some kind of actual route, and then I got bored after about 5 seconds of realising the river is probably my best option. An awkward place to choose it, but I'm going to change the daytime. Right, let's go to that little gap. Again, this is just metal roll. How many other things does it want? 4 concrete slabs, 6 fuel, 10 bricks, and 2 cabins, which no doubt I'm going to have to go and craft. Probably be on this mission like the whole night. Again, not that it really matters, but it's just a good excuse to drive here, there and everywhere and move some cargo around, but yeah, you ain't getting this one done in half an hour. Jamie Bastian, I remember the old cabin glitch. I still really like this region. I did hear something actually. I can't remember the cabin glitch. But there was, I think it was on one of the later phases. Was there a way you could like either deliver cabins somewhere, then after it cached the mission and you still had the cabins, or I can't remember, or there was a way to, yeah, kind of like duplicate them or something. Right. Go down there. I'm getting close. We're back to some kind of roads now. Well-ish. Angry Retro Gamer. I have 2,600 hours and been watching you since the start. PS5 does indeed show hours played and will include PS4 hours. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's quite a handy little statistic to know, just because there's some games that, yeah, I think you'd rack up. You know, just have some games where like 10 hours can pass and it feels like you've only been on it for half an hour. I think this is one of those games that, yeah, before you know it, you could easily be into the thousands of hours. And that's what makes me curious, like, I wonder how quickly, in theory, this game could be sort of speed ran, and if someone wasn't like doing any messing around with just going from mission to mission, if it was all, in theory, like mapped out to be the quickest possible, shortest routes, doing it in like the most efficient order and all the rest of it. I mean, just to figure that out alone would be a ridiculous amount of like planning and figuring all that out. But yeah, it's it wouldn't surprise me if this game is like getting on for sort of like in the 1,000-hour mark, even if you were sort of trying to get it done pretty quickly. I was going to grab some other metal rolls, but since we've only got 2, this will make 6. I'm going to have to go and get another 4 from somewhere, so there's probably no point in trying to carry any more, really, because I'm still going to have to do another run. I may end up getting a different vehicle, though. I'll probably get these metal rolls there, go back to the garage, get a different vehicle, and a loaf, get moving some other shit. I think like 10 minutes of bricks as well. I'm messing around on this one. I wonder if they think like the size of the contracts were a bit overkill on this, because they kind of toned it down a little bit. You don't really see many missions as big as this. Because I remember as well, sort of way back when they added that super contract, whatever it is called, that they added to Michigan, I think. Is it Michigan? Like Black River and all that. And yeah, that was a bit of a hefty mission as well, which I don't think I've done. Again, there is a few here and there that I need to go back on my like normal playthrough and chip away at some. I know this was definitely the main phase that I haven't done on my normal playthrough. The other phases I kind of mostly got done. There might be the odd little mission here and there. Certainly, like, all the important stuff's done, I would say, like the main missions. Oh, hang on. Oh, it was metal beams from here, wasn't it? Rolls, even. 2 rolls and 2 beams. All I'm thinking with the beams is I could then take them there, swap them for rolls, which I'm hoping if I get 2 rolls per beam, there's also 2 beams here, but 2 rolls. But it would be more awkward to carry. Can I have my crane? I don't know why the bandit crane just... I'm not telling it to point that way and go weird. Possibly go wrong. Let's be honest, in a truck in like India, this would be a light load. This would be like on the way, on the way to pick a load of stuff up. I've seen them memes. Well, it's getting a little bit wobbly for my liking. In a way, I don't know if the snorkel is getting in the way, but they'd kind of be better on the bonnet. Oh, really? Choose now. Could really not do with the trailer being a dick right now. Oh, back of the truck you want. I don't say too far away. Even though it's not. Right, surely. Right, step 1. Sons of bitches. Why did they... What happened to my winch? I don't know actually, the one on the bonnet. It's looking pretty nice. Rotate it a little bit. Very nice. I'm going to winch the bottom one, that's even better. I don't even know how the game managed that, but it did. trailer, don't do it. Right, we are ready. How far can we make it? I'm going to try and read comments just to make it worse. Green Bastion, I think I'm over 2,000 hours. Please don't tell them why. Again, it's one of them, it does some racks up the hours. It's a good time though. I wonder how much I've specifically spent on the loaf. See, like in this game, it'd be pretty good if they had, you know, like the odometers. If it actually racked up like how many miles you'd been in each vehicle as well. Although I suppose, say, if it did each vehicle as in like, even though I've got 300 loaves, if it just counted every loaf you drive, kind of like counts towards the same accumulation of miles. It'd be pretty interesting. I bet I've driven a loaf pretty goddamn far on this game. See, like once you've got the cargo lined up quite nicely and pinched with a crane, it actually stays on there pretty well considering. I'm sort of averaged out. I'm more nervous about the trailer randomly tipping for lots of rolls off than the beams coming off. Obviously bouncing around like this ain't going to help the situation. Trailer looked like it got a bit excited then. Hungry retro gamer, don't tell my boss Jamie. Yeah, it's the best time to rack up some hours on it. Mark wrote, damn, I remember now, you have to craft metal rolls from metal beams. Yeah, even I forgot about that. I just thought I got lucky then. I was like, oh yes, I can just grab 10 lots of metal rolls. But yeah, I kind of had the same flashback really, that it's like, god damn it. I do kind of remember now. It's all coming back to me a bit later than it needed to. Barely cross bridges at the best of times at the moment when I can't even see. There's the view line. Not bad. Pick up. Oh yeah, what is on that trailer? Out of curiosity. What is it? What do I need? Slabs, fuel. Oh, but it's fuel. By the looks of it, looks like barrels. Steering has a tendency to just not kick in every now and then, like at all. Price Power Gaming. Hi Mr. Lone Wolf, how are you? I'm not too bad, thank you. How are you doing? Aussie man, hey there Wolfie, I've not seen you all year. Yeah, true, New Year. I hope you and your furry overlord have a good Christmas season. Yeah, it's not been too bad, cheers. Yeah, pretty good. It's funny as well, the other day, I've got these cat yogurt treat things that my cat's pretty much addicted to. I like crack to him. But I ran out the other day, because for whatever reason, like, there must be a lot of cats addicted to them, because they seem to be sold out just about everywhere. Yeah, so I ran out, but I got some on the shopping. So he was going to have some the next day, but he had to go like a whole day without these cat yogurt things. But by chance, my mum had bought him some, and when my brother saw her earlier in the day, she gave him the cat yogurts to give to me, and he popped in on his break, he drives a lorry, and just randomly said, oh yeah, I've got some like cat yogurts in the lorry. And my cat heard it, and then yeah, later that day, like, my brother got back and that went to bed, and I fed my cat just sort of like before I was going to bed, and he did this meow, which he has like a specific meow, which is basically like, you forgot to give me a yogurt, which I hadn't forgotten, just like yeah, ran out since everywhere was selling out of them pretty much. But he seemed to have remembered somehow that my brother had just said at some point earlier that night that he's got some cat yogurts in the lorry. And then my cat kind of like, he sort of meows and looks at me and sort of gets me to follow him. He kind of starts walking and looks round at me, make sure I'm following him. And then he started walking up the stairs to my brother's bedroom door, and he's got a stair gate there though. And my cat was trying to like look through the stair gate, through my brother's door, to see if my brother was there, because he remembered that he had mentioned cat yogurts. And then yeah, so I shouted to my brother and got him them. But I just thought it was funny. Like I say, I talk to him like he's a person, and I assume he just understands every single word I'm saying. I haven't really given him the benefit of the doubt as to whether he knows the English language or not. I just assume he does. But you see, it's times like that he does understand more shit than people would give a cat credit for, because he just heard my brother say cat yogurts and then remembered hours later. And considering he generally doesn't really like anybody except me, he certainly wouldn't be walking up to my brother's bedroom door for no apparent reason. It was the only time he's done it, and he was definitely looking back at me, trying to get me to follow him and that. And yeah, he knew. He knew my brother had the goods. Because when my brother got back, they must have been in his bag, but then he just forgot about them, went to bed, and yeah, my cat didn't forget that. And now, yeah, I've got shitloads of them again. He's all fattened up on yogurts. Which, yeah, I don't know what the hell they put in them. That was close. But yeah, whatever it is. Like I say, it's like heroin to him. I think he'd rather I didn't feed him but give him cat yogurts than the other way around. Like, if he runs out of food, which he never does to be fair, but yeah, if I put cat yogurts down there, that would suffice. What an asshole of a trailer. Well, that kind of makes things a bit awkward. Don't even know if I'm going to be able to do this from here, but we'll give it a go. As long as I can get them on the trailer, I should just be able to keep doing the packing thing and it'll move them along. See, again though, like, I think in that situation the trailer was a bit harsh. I don't think I really hit anything that was like tipping worthy. But again, like, the crane's working alright at the minute. And it's got enough length to just about reach the trailer. So, in that sense, like, I don't mind when rescues are kind of doable without too much trolling. It's when the cranes start being a dick and all the rest of it. I mean, although the trailer is already being a dick in its own right. But yeah, when it, like, takes a lot longer than it should really. Whereas so far, other than the crane's been a bit weird, like just selecting it. But yeah, if it was like this every time, it wouldn't haunt my dreams every time I hear the trailer tip. Get on that. See, I can live with that. Right. Get back on the cargo. It seemed to work better when it was, yeah, winching to that bottom one. And kind of pinch the top one down with the crane. You watch, I'll go half a truck length forward and the bloody trailer will tip again. Yeah, the only thing that worries me is the trailer, especially like on situations like this. It's already a bit of an adventurous route. You kind of don't really want your trailer to be the thing that's constantly letting you down. Like, if the trailer tips now, you're gonna have to pretty much kiss it goodbye. But it happens to be pretty valuable cargo at the minute, since I need 10 metal rolls, and they don't exactly seem to be in a free supply. How much longer is that beam gonna stay? I was gonna say surely not much longer. Don't roll too far. That beam is trying to become a roll before it is a roll. To be learning. Right. Attempt number 3. In the scheme of things, still think this will be quicker. Oh my god, what kind of route is this? I think there is little to no chance of me making it through there. Well, let's go for it. The camera angles really don't help. Which side of the tree do I want to be on? So again, it's not really the truck worrying me, it's the bloody trailer. I could do with going to the left of that tree, but there's a rock there, so it's not going to let that happen. Surely the trailer's got to tip. And it has. I don't even know how well that would have gone with, say, like a semi-trailer. Which is a shame in a way, because it's a pretty interesting route to take, but if it's practically impossible just by that one bit alone, they've kind of killed it as a viable route in the first place. Because bearing in mind, I've got like an AGL P16. A vanilla truck probably would have struggled even more through there. At least the thing's like weighted very low down, so like it doesn't try and tip there, for example. I'll get these there. I'll have to go back to those metal rolls. They've certainly fell in a bit of an awkward place. It sort of looks though like where they've fallen. If I was down at the bottom of that hill and was able to drive up that bit, I possibly could have got up there without the trailer tipping. It was more that awkward corner I had to go around, but kind of bit me. Again, a shame because this route is actually pretty nice route to take other than that bit. There's not really a lot I can it's not like I can put a makeshift bridge there or anything to fix it, it's just a bit of an awkward angle. As I say, his beams are holding on for dear life. Just get them there. Go back to the other stuff. That row, it's a tight fit, that's what she said, she certainly did. I'm way out of fuel as well. Luckily, got a goddamn horse in it. Nice Pearl Gaming. It's come up on here saying I question mark, like the boxes that you bump your head on like Super Mario and a mushroom pops out. But I believe it. They will love hearts. I love this game. It is certainly a pretty good game. Or a very good game. I was going to say I could sink a lot of hours into this sort of game, but yeah, I kind of already have. Sink many more into it. Especially like when they've just got good looking maps. It is one of those games that I could sort of kind of autopilot and drive around but probably not do much of anything. Gotta go down there. See, once I'm at the bottom here, if I get the metal rolls on, I reckon I might be able to just drive up there. But yeah, making that corner was not a fan. Aussie Man Diaz 2014, Austin Powers driving school graduate. The old loaf, James Bond driving school graduate. Well, not even a graduate, probably the professor. Speaking of which, let's get a bit of fuel off him. Then again, I don't know if I had to actually unpack it, but oh, even the bandit crane's got fuel. Well, bubble radar, nope. Small one. I don't even. I think I used. I think I went to the loaf to use the P16 fuel. What a goddamn professional. Didn't even use any of his own. Oh, goddamn rolls. There's one. Handbrake. Anytime. Right, let's just pluck that one out. Drive down. Turn around, to be honest. The trailer could tip multiple times simply doing a U-turn. Especially with me driving. Right, right, the cabin glitch is still in the game. It worked on Scandinavia for me. So yeah, it's definitely handy to know, because I'm assuming, do they make you craft the cabins as well on Scandinavia? Or was there some maps now where they actually had a cabin, like, that you could just get from a warehouse? Nicer if this was beams, because otherwise it'd be two lots. See, that's how cargo used to land on trailers. Maybe I've just been getting trolled recently with certain types of cargo, but it used to land pretty, like, decisively kind of lands flat. And yeah, recently it seems to, cargo, a lot of it seems to just roll off quite easily. Jamie Bastian, has AGL checked in later? Anyone know? I don't think I've heard from him for a couple of weeks, as far as I can remember. Right, Road, not recently, but I've talked to him on Discord. Yeah, I mean, I suppose as well, it's all around Christmas and all sorts, isn't it? So, yeah, it could be up to all sorts during the holidays. That's the last. Should be able to reach it from there. Nailed it. Jamie Besson. Hopefully he's ready to work on new mods for season 12. Yeah, and from what I heard, I believe they've not. They've not done the kind of like thing where they can't do the mods on a console. So as far as I'm aware, yeah, we should be getting like AGL versions of the season 12 vehicles. Whereas was it the most recent one or something? They won't let them do it on consoles, which yeah, is a bit weird, but it's obviously some corporate nonsense. Right, so in theory, now I'm on this angle. There's just not really a lot I could do about it. I suppose I could have just tried driving down the hill and done it that way, but I was kind of hoping I could go round the tree, and in theory, if the P16 actually gripped, the trailer might not have had time to tip, but it's be honest, it was unlikely to ever happen. Has AGL like tweaked the noise of the engine on this truck? Or does the P16 normally sound? Sounds good. It's got a nice little engine rumble to it. Sort of reminds me a little bit like that Camry. So, high gear. That's what we've been missing. Sometimes speed is the answer. Don't give that trailer time to tip. Absolutely deleted my suspension if it wasn't unbreakable. It doesn't tip while the trailer's turning, which it wants to. Right, see if speed can help. Build them revs. Drop the hammer. Yes. Oh yeah, that crazy trailer. I remember them. Yeah, I remember crashing into that Canadian flag as well. Something about that rings a bell. Reminds me as well of the South Park song Blame Canada. I don't know why, but I remember it did last time, and it just did again. Right, I gave him a hint on the new FEMM truck for season 12. Oh my god. Gosh. Again, these metal beams. Two. There is a winch point. Son of a bitch. Well, it's just being a dick. Don't know why it's really moaning about that one. I don't think that's going to make much difference, but you never know. See again, this is when it's annoying loading cargo. When it starts saying impossible. I don't know what the fuck it's moaning about, to be honest. Well done. Fly it there. Right, do you or Mr. Lone Wolf know if expeditions will have mods? That was my question for AGL. It's a good point actually, I'm not sure. I'd imagine it would, but I don't know if it would straight away. But again, it is a good question, because it's yeah, there's certainly no guarantee behind it. I never really thought about it either. Hey up. Where's my other bloody beams gone now? I didn't even hear the noise. I can't just fly both of them, because without the only guaranteed way to not lose cargo. How long ago did I lose it? After being flown around, now it gets on the trailer. Angry Retro Gamer on PS5, we can have Mr. Lone Wolf videos playing while pinned to the side of the screen during the game. Can you? That's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, I didn't know that, but yeah, that's pretty handy, especially these days. Especially when you think as well, like, in the context of if you're watching, I don't know, you know, like, where locations of, like, hidden intel on maps are or whatever, not necessarily on this game, but if you're watching, yeah, some kind of walkthrough or whatever, it'd probably be pretty bloody handy. To be able to, yeah, just put, like, someone's YouTube video on the corner of the screen while you're actually playing the game live, instead of having to kind of keep pausing and looking back at and watching the next 10 seconds and so on. Alright, don't tip trailer. Stop being a dip for one run. Alright, what are we on about? Attempt number 7. This is only metal rolls so far. I'm gonna go and get one. 4 slabs, 6 fuel, 10 bricks. I think I am going the right way. Well, I'm going there. I mean, yeah. If I remember right, there wasn't really an official way. I think you just kind of got to kind of smash through the fence. That being said, once I found out I could smash through the fence, I probably didn't even look if there was an official way after that. Oh yeah, Mark, right, I don't know, Jamie. Yeah, it's a good question though. I've not really heard sort of a yes or a no. More than likely, expeditions will have mods. Yeah, that's what I'd guess in the long run, especially that, in theory, if it's a similar game and like the amount of modders that have already made mods. Obviously, I'm guessing they'll, if they do mods, it'd only be scout vehicles, unless like they do allow sort of modded trucks in there as well. Mark, right, I think that scout trailer and cargo is for a task. Yeah, it probably is, to be fair. That's why I'll leave it just to be safe. Otherwise, yeah, it'll probably only end up biting me at some point in the future. I assume that there must be a way around it in this game. You know, if I did get that trailer and take the fuel off it, I assume I'd be able to replace replace the fuel. You know, I'll turn the trailer around first. Yeah, because otherwise, I suppose that's one of those things, a bit like games did back in the day, in like PlayStation 1 and that, where you could checkmate yourself into, you know, if you could use that cargo, but then later on you had to deliver that somewhere, but the game was just like specifically wants that's on the trailer, which if you'd already delivered it somewhere would be long gone. I remember smashing my suspension to pieces on that little pipe sticking out. Yeah, I can't really see, like, there isn't really a way, obviously driving through the trees here, but they could have made like a little road officially coming off. So I don't know what other thing they had in mind, how we were going to connect to this road. Delinear, our cats are addicted to spinach. You have to pay a raw spinach leaf to be in the kitchen after lunch and not get meowed at. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I wonder if... Funny enough, recently I've grown like some cat grass. It was like some cat grass kit that I've had in the back of the cupboard for years. I used to do like cat grass for him, but I just ordered these seeds off eBay and just banged it in a bit of soil. But yeah, he had this like cat grass kit, so I did that the other week, and yeah, got cat grass. And I know they have a tendency, like when he eats, when they say like animals eat grass like that, sometimes they end up being sick. And he had the cat grass just as it started growing through, next to this bowl of like two different varieties of biscuits for him. And yeah, the next morning when I got up, there was 2 half-eaten bowls of biscuits. The cat grass he'd obviously eaten because there was like 10 or 20 pieces of grass over the floor, and then a pile of sick. It was like, great. That's what he did that night. Ate grass, ate biscuits, threw up, went to sleep, and then yeah, left it for me to clean up. Which is pretty good of him. These rocks along here are pretty brutal for like bouncing you around. It's a good job the suspension's like unbreakable, because I think it'd be getting smashed to pieces. Aussie man, my boy, is that Sutek? Loves a brand called Lil Soups, 5 flavours. $1 Canadian per bowl, about 2-inch cross. Does not have much interest in the dry stuff afterwards. Yeah, it's funny how they get like addicted to certain things. Like, yeah, those cat yogurts, I don't think I could replace with anything. Like, his dinners and all the rest of it, if I got a different brand and all that, I don't think he'd care that much. He does like the ones I've got at the minute though. I did go through quite a few. Yeah, it seems to clean the plate the most with this one. But yeah, the cat yogurts, I have actually, there's like some cheap off-brand knockoff version. And I had some of them, but yeah, he just looks at me like, really? He's not impressed with them ones. It's got to be these specific, like Weebox, I think is the company that makes them. Right, well that's them bloody things finally done. Right, next. Slabs. So we have 2. Oh, and it wants 4. What is here? Cabins. I have to use that later. What is here? Concrete slabs, 2. Where am I? Up there, so may as well go to this one first. Nice when you're cargo, you can just drop the hammer. There's no way the trailer can control me. Right, at some point I'm going to go flying off this mountain. I'm not entirely sure where yet. It's going to happen. I'm not going the long way round. Aussie Man, next game, SnowRunner 2099. Anti-grav sleds through the mountains. Sounds like a plan. UFOs that transport them. All kinds of good shit. A loaf, of course. A UFO would have to be a loaf. He's hanging on in there. In the train for this kind of situation. See? That was just like a dog sitting out the passenger window. Just enjoying the fresh air. Yeah, let's just ramp off them. By the looks of it. Headbutt a tree. He's been trained to do. Not sure if he's going to be hanging on for this next bit. Rather more unkillable trees than I'd planned on. Tell them life. Was a shortcut though. Loaf. See? How many seconds was I without a loaf? And already I need him. As he starts. Magical acrobats. Acrobatics. Good done, revs. He's off. Banging, see? Just no drama, he knows how to land. He's been trained for these situations. Admittedly, I should have got a bit more of a run at. I don't know why I just parked on a load of rocks to try and attempt this one. That's probably not going to help. Actually, not to be fair, it's an AGL, isn't it? It'll have an autonomous winch. Oops, shit, what am I doing? Way. Well, it's in the old-fashioned way. The easy way. I wouldn't smell loaf. One winch point that's even remotely where I'd like it. Smooth the life. Back. Be a thumbnail. It seems to go dark very quick on this map as well. Angry Retro Gamer. Temptations, squeeze-ups are like crack to my cat, and he insanely knows if the word is spoken about them. Exactly, if I say, yeah, breaking around at the minute, if I say cat yogurts, Or specifically yogurt. I say, do you want a yogurt? I don't think he's ever said no. Funny as well, because about a week or so ago, he was in, like, my brother had got back and my cat was in it, and I said, do you want a yogurt? And he meows, and yeah. He says yeah, and even my brother heard him. Like, yeah, he goes like, yeah, as a meow. Was it slabs? 2 of them, probably should have turned around first. That was just like not a wall on the other side of it. If it was a fence I could knock over. Would have been my route. Trailer. Right, and then the other warehouse was it this one? No. Was it this one? Yes. Then I may as well. There's a gap there. I think. Looks like a lot of trees to smash out of the way. Something like that. Yeah, what are your ones called? Temptation squeeze-ups. Something about them rings a bell. Yeah, or the some temptations like I can't remember. They're like dry trees. My Scruffy actually doesn't like that much. My old cat did. I can't remember what the hell they're called. But yeah, he's got like, I don't know, Go Cat Crunchy and Tender are his biscuits, which he's got 3 flavours of them now, but there's only 2 bowls, so I keep mixing and matching them. Yeah, these cat yogurts, it's like pieces of chicken, basically. It looks kind of orangey, like dried out chicken, but he likes them. And he's got like chicken stick things, kind of like a thin tube of meat that you kind of break up into little bits. Yeah, he's got all sorts of stuff. He eats better than me. Eats better than everyone. I'll make damn sure of it. If I didn't have enough money, if I only had enough money to get him or me some food, I would definitely get him the food. Because other than I'd feel bad, he'd just look at me with that look. So I get that look if he doesn't even got a cat yogurt. About right, I remember starting this region with the vanilla vehicles and finishing it with mods. I'm not surprised, to be honest. This is certainly a prime candidate for mods. Yeah, just because I am using mods now, and it's actually making the trucks feel sort of balanced, really. Like, I wouldn't want trucks much worse than this, and this is a very good truck. Yeah, I can imagine with vanilla trucks. I can see why I probably read through some of the missions and was like, yeah, nah. I think I'll just skip that one. Like I said, it ended up working out. I mean, I did missions like as many as I could until yeah, then the mods came out, and that was just like a pretty handy time for them to come out, really. A good distraction. bridge it down with a crane. It will keep my winch free, so I can winch me a loaf. Which is the most important part of the mission, to be honest. Right. I think I was supposed to go round, but I'm trying to squeeze through the trees. Where's that road going? Hang on. So I'll just go up to there. We want to go up there. Squeezing is a good idea. Well, I've got a feeling there might be some kind of tip in my near future. Anyway, if I can hit it at a good angle. Kind of operating. It's quite satisfying to be doing in this game. Loaf knows the real way to go off-roading. Loaf isn't limited to tyres. Why is it winch right in the middle of him again? I don't know why the game really likes doing that. Risk it into high gear? Yeah, I know, it's pushing me a look a bit. Aussie man, where are we now anyways? This is back on phase 2, yeah, the Yukon maps, which got Flooded Foothills, this one is called. And the other map is Big Salmon Peak, which, in theory, I was going to go on tonight, but yeah, I don't even, this mission's going to take a good little while longer. Once we've got these concrete slabs, I need to go and get, yeah, 6 fuel, which I can do in one run, 10 bricks, which are going to be done 2 to 3 runs, because I'm assuming they're the ones I'm going to have to kind of poach from random brick frame building things all around the map. And then a cabin, go and build 2 cabins. Oh, is it going to be this corner ends up being the troll? It's actually more the weight of the trailer there was kind of pulling the back of the truck down. I think maybe that's why the steering doesn't kick in sometimes. I suppose that's kind of levering the over my rear wheels, which is lifting my front up, which is making the wheels not grip. All good though. He is still alive. Yeah, just an inch season 2 Yukon. I wonder when did this actually come out? It must have been... So was it 2020 then, the game came out? That's pretty insane that it's 2024 now. Feels like 2020 was a few months ago. And yeah, so I don't know, I'm assuming it was like, I don't know, August time maybe? 2020? Right, 6 fuel and 10 bricks. 6 fuel. I've already been there before. Do you know what? In fact, I'll get another vehicle, and then I'm already halfway there. Well, probably more than halfway. Well, I may as well do a loaf up because, let's be honest, I'm going to be taking one with me. Just a Lynch lol mark. I started and finished with the vanilla trucks. Dual collabs with dual 8-slot trailers. Seen a lot of use in this game. Yeah, I remember you were using the 8 slots on this map. Which, good luck to you. The 8 slot would drive me mad on this game. Well, I think this might have been the map where some attempts were made, possibly, with an 8 slot. And probably a collab or something, because... yeah. There's certainly somewhere I learned of my dislike for the 8 slot trailers. So they must have bit me on one of the maps. The leg looks a bit dodgy on that crane. Right. Dolphin. Aussie man, nah, just blame our PM. That's true, you got Justin Trudeau. What do you reckon? What do some people reckon with Justin Trudeau, that his dad is actually Fidel Castro? Which is funny because I believe back in the day, Justin Trudeau's dad was the Prime Minister, and around that time they would have been visiting Cuba. And yeah, Fidel Castro, like if you see a picture of Justin Trudeau and Fidel Castro together, they look very, very, very similar. So you never know, there's a chance. His dad could have been into that cooking shit. Getting his wife banged by, Fidel Castro. I'm saying that was, it's got the side, but yeah, solid, not a bad setup. Let's get a yellow dolphin. To be fair, he is far, far worse than I feared back in 2015. Yeah, they all tend to be. I think that's like the reoccurring theme of them. But yeah, he does seem like a particular special breed of tit that probably suits government pretty well. What's that moaning about? Not enough space. Well, there is. Put it to you, game, that you are lying. Is that actually like... well, I managed to spawn a trailer last time. What a moany game. Some random country song just started playing in my left headset. Leg is just going to stay bent. To be fair, should have just put the load, just winched him, I suppose. So I'm going to have to go and load 6 fuels in a minute. See if we can squeeze him on the roof. Survey rotation. Night Road Rock Guy got overtime for these maps, big time. He went all out, like near the gold mine. Not sure. Turn right at the next tree, but not that tree or that tree. Don't clip this rock. Works as a walkthrough guide on this game. Yeah, exactly. This is probably the sort of game though. If you were taking like some weird shortcut through the trees, that was like the best way though. It'd be yeah, quite a handy one to watch. Like if you could just have a little YouTube clip in the top corner. He gets on the dolphin roof, but it's a bit of a squeeze. He's got unprofessional like. Right. So down to this warehouse, I believe. No, bricks. This one. 6 fuel. What's the quickest? What's the quickest way? It's all the way over there, that weird angle. Wow, might be worth just heading down the map. I mean, I can cut over there, but there's too many trees. It'll be a twat trying to climb back up there. It's only going to make me drive like all the way pretty much down here anyway. Plus, I suppose I don't think I've actually driven like down this part of the map yet, since I've been off-roading all over the place. Figure it out from there. Angry retro gamer, Amandra would be murder without mods. Yeah, that's true. Well, it was. I remember doing it before mods. Oh shit, there's a post right there. Yeah, there was no easy way around it really. It just, you had to slowly crawl your way through a shitload of snow. Many times. And yeah, I'm pretty certain I've not been back to that map since. Or, sorry, I think there was a mission they added like later on. Oh shit, the wrong place again. Where I had to deliver logs. But yeah, other than that, I've not been back there. I mean, just even like this yard, they just don't make the drive in and out particularly friendly. Drive down the map should be relatively familiar. So it's kind of like the main route, especially with the normal vehicles. I know I've been kind of inventing some new routes as I go along. Oh, don't do it. That was close. See the loaf? No. It was close, but it wasn't close enough. You didn't need to jump ship. Abandoned dolphin. I mean, yeah, this one contract alone though, I'm already 2 hours. I know I did a little bit of the radar trailer at the beginning, but I couldn't have taken that long. It was only really driving down that bit of map and firing off a few radars. So for the better part of 2 hours, and we're say roughly halfway through the mission really, so I've got to go and get 10 bricks after this. Mark Rowe, I did a Mandra without mods as they weren't in the game when I did it. Azov, yeah, John was my best friend. He certainly, John would be very good on this map actually, because the map, especially with vanilla trucks, is going to make you go fairly slow anyway. And yeah, John feels slow on, like, say if you've got highways to drive on and stuff, but once you're in the rough stuff, yeah, it sort of doesn't feel anywhere near as slow. And still, the fact that you can get John at like level 2 or something is, yeah, probably one of the best trucks in the game for like how early you can unlock it. Retro Gamer, I couldn't beat it until mods came. Yeah, it was just one of them. It was like just a slow, painful grind. In some ways, I'm kind of glad I've done it, because I think it's one of them in this game. You sort of earn your stripes a bit doing a Mandra. Mods or no mods, like even with mods, it's still the map it is. There's like shitloads of snow to drive through, which in some cases, particularly I imagine with the sort of snow that is on a Mandra, even if you got mods, I imagine a lot of that snow is still going to make you go pretty slow. Yeah, because it's just like that super snow, death snow kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm kind of glad I've done it, but at the same time, I don't miss the map by any means. I'm certainly, yeah, if they did a vote for like adding some new contracts to some of the older maps, I don't think I'd be voting for Amandra to be one of them. I'd like to see some more map missions on Black River, those sort of maps. Like Michigan was a very good region on this game. Aussie man, you got the name right. So tech any Doctor Who fans might know the name. I'm not sure with Doctor Who. I've seen a lot of that. So I sort of don't need to put one there. Get a bit of fuel. But I'm going to go the awkward way, because with mods it should be a lot easier. But again, what I used to do is just cut through the trees there, and then you can see the train tracks just on the other side, and then you can follow the train tracks like all the way along the bottom of the map really. Which was a better alternative than driving through here, which I don't know yet, but should go kind of alright with mods. But doing vanilla trucks, it used to make you crawl through here on a good day. On every other day you'd just get completely stuck and then have to use all these trees they've put everywhere to winch to. Yeah. This map was definitely a bit restrictive, considering, like, say, yeah, before mods, before we had stuff like the Zik 605R. Aussie man, emotional support loaf, certainly need them, especially on this map. Justin Lynch, which map was Amandra again? Second map of Cola region? Yeah. Yeah, there's Lake Cobd and then Amandra. Which Lake Cobd I liked more after a while, once I got used to, like, you can cut out at least various portions of the map by, like, using the frozen lake in the middle to at least sort of roughly get to each corner or whatever. Angry Retro Gamer, wedge it against the tree. Was that when I was doing the loaf rescue? I might be a bit behind on the comments. I was going to be doing it. It was only because this, or not this now, the AGL P16 had an autonomous winch, but yeah, that was, failing that I would have, I could have stuck the loaf just behind the tree. It wasn't actually doing it, it's the amount of winch points you have to go through. In some ways it's handy, it's still nice to have like a 100-metre winch. Especially like, for example, when my boat started flying around and a few loafs went under the map. One of them bit me because I didn't have the big winch on it. Although, we did send another loaf in. thankfully saved the day. He grabbed the boat and the loaf. And Steve. He rescued everyone. Yeah. I don't need anything from there right now. Even if I do. It's just extra stuff that'll end up crashing and tipping everywhere. Supposed to go around this island. I don't know, I should do a trailer and see it thinking about tipping. Dolphin though, plowing through that mud. See, which made it a lot more. If that was about how easy or difficult it was to get through that mud, I'd say that's about reasonable. A normal truck going through that, I'd probably barely be a truck length into that mud by now. Yeah, Rockman definitely went to town. This must have owed him some overtime or something. I'd say it's definitely a candidate for being like one of the maps that, if you're going to break out the mods, this would rank pretty highly for me on being one of the maps that I would kind of say, yeah, sod it. I'm getting mods out. So yeah, that croaky predator thing in the background follows me everywhere. What even is it supposed to be? I'm saying predator, but it certainly sounds like the same croaky noise that it uses. But whatever it is, it appears to be in like every region in the game. Rick Tate, have you guys discussed the new SnowRunner game Expeditions? We've sort of talked about it a bit. I've not seen a hell of a lot of it. I've seen one of the trailer videos. I believe there is actually a new video that I need to watch, but again it's because my fucking phone keeps being a twat and crashing YouTube. Yeah, other than that, I'm looking forward to it. I believe it's in March it's coming out. And yeah, other than that, I kind of don't know a hell of a lot about it, really. Just an inch. To be fair, that map isn't hard once you know your way around, and especially now with all the vehicles we have in comparison to Northern Aegis. Imandra is now a cakewalk. That's true. Northern Aegis was definitely, yeah, it probably was objectively more brutal, but we did have a few more vehicles to tackle that one with. I suppose, particularly the Zix 605R. But yeah, Imandra, it's one of them where, again, you could say like objectively difficult. It still sort of was because there was a lot of snow you could get stuck in, but it was just quite a slow map where there wasn't really any fast way around it. It wasn't even one of them where, like, I'm sure mods speed it up a bit, but yeah, it was just like a bit of a slow grind, kind of crawling through the snow quite a lot. Northern Aegis, in theory, there was little routes around things, but yeah, objectively, Northern Aegis was like kind of the most awkwardly shaped, hilly, bumpy, just, yeah, awkward map. But again, I quite like that one once I got used to it. Exploring it was a pain, because they kept having dead ends all over the place, which was starting to get a bit old. Right. 10 bricks. Well, at least there is quite a few brick-framed things close by. What's the best route to snap a few of them up? Cabin zone. Oh, is that where it wants me to take the cabins? I mean, cutting down there again looks pretty tempting. Can bag 3 of them. That That being said, I'm going to be blocked by that thing. But if I did go down there... I assume you can cut along there somewhere. Can grab that one and go round. So yeah, I'm going to want to smash my way down to that one. Go through there. Thinking though, because I'm going to need 10, so I'm going to have to do a second run, which is fine, but where am I going to get the last? I'm thinking, should I grab that one now, because it's on its own anyway. And then go off somewhere else for another... I'm assuming you can get 2 from each place, you best be able to. Hello. Now this one might squeeze through the trees a little bit easier though than the P16. So it's actually more the posts. I've got to make sure I avoid. What the hell is the trailer doing? It didn't even have any cargo on, thankfully, but pretty obvious it would have tipped if it did. Do it to the tree. Hang on, quick framing. Back it up. We should have put them in the back of the truck, just based on the fact that the trailer's more likely to tip than the truck, but it's only just down here somewhere and I'm going to get another lot anyway, so make no mistake, the trailer could tip between now and then. It's definitely good for it. Current. Dolphin though. He's a water specialist. Have them 4 pallets of bricks. And again, so we're just going around robbing people's brick houses, yeah. Right. There's another one there. Oh yeah, so I wasn't actually supposed to get this one as such. I don't know what though. Yeah, fuck it. Still go this way. I kinda know what I'm doing, ish. Just a winch. At the time of season 1, it was a challenge though. Yeah. Yeah, there certainly was less vehicles to help get through that one. But at least we still did have stuff like the Dolphin back then, which was a very handy truck for that kind of map. And the goddamn horse. He's been in it since the beginning. The retro gamer, my cat says yeah too. I have a video of him up. It's funny, like I'm convinced they do learn it because yeah, well yeah, just sounds like you're saying yeah. And then like I said as well, when he sort of not see me for a while, I say to him hello, and he sort of goes row row, and he definitely copies like the inflection and everything that I do. serious rocket was hooked on him. I'm not liking it. The dry ones are shake-ups. Shake-ups. I might have seen them. Again, he's a bit, like, not funny with the dry ones, but he doesn't eat them as much. He's definitely, he likes, well, yeah, the yogurts and then them, I call them, yeah, chewy chicken with sticks or something, that he likes them. And then these other chicken things, which are kind of soft-ish. And yeah, he's kind of calmed down on trying to increase his fatness at a pretty scary rate. He's definitely a lot fatter than he was. Even my brother said the other week when he seen him, he's like, Jesus Christ, compared to just when my brother moved in, like, yeah, he's about twice the size, which in that time he did kind of grow his winter coat and whatnot, but I am kind of suspicious that he might have, like, some kind of, like, getting nervous that his territory is being encroached on, so he tried to become massive. I think that was his plan. He's trying to take me the wrong way, basically. Pretty much. Trailer. I'm trying to read comments and all that. This map is so bumpy and violent. Trying to look away from the screen is not easy. We feed pumpkin-based crunchy treats and a small chunk of freeze-dried salmon every night at bedtime. I get watched constantly after 9 PM. They really don't forget that shit. IAM's urinary tract food is a normal food due to Big Cat getting bladder stones, but it refuses all the prescription food. Yeah, that's the thing with cats. They're it's one thing to, yeah, like if you pick a food that's like good for their digestion or whatever, but it's another thing getting them to actually eat it. Or I've even seen the meme where it's like, you know, a cat saying like, yeah, my owner just bought me 200 pouches of my favourite cat food, now I'll have to like a different brand. And yeah, I'm pretty sure my cat did the same thing with a few, where it was like, he ate the whole pouch, was acting like he loved it. And then yeah, you buy a whole box of it and he's like, what the hell? Barely touches it. Big Blue Beast, when Yukon first came out, had a lot of frame rate drop. Now went back to finish up some smaller missions, don't have that issue anymore. Do you know, that's a good point actually. I did have a hell of a lot of frame rate going on yeah, Flooded Foothills particularly. Yeah, I do remember that. That was being a pain in the arse in its own right. And yeah, I think between that and then mods coming out and the fact that this was like a bit of a long, slow, grindy kind of map, yeah, I think it all just kind of came together, and I pretty much skipped over it while I was testing the mods, and then yeah, Phase 3 came out, Wisconsin, which I thought was like a lot better as a phase anyway, and then obviously they added like the logging as well in with that. And yeah, I just kind of skipped these maps, and kind of been ticking along doing missions really. They're sort of, back then especially, was when they released, like say, Season 1, for many of us, even when we're doing like Lake Cobb, Dimandra, etc., we still had like a lot of missions to go back to on all the original maps in the game. So between phases it was like, yeah, between like the next release of like a few new maps and that, I kind of still had plenty of missions to go back to, like you know, Michigan, Alaska, Tamir, and so on, and yeah, it was. I kind of remember. I think it was somewhere through sort of season 2 where I finally sort of caught up with myself to where then it was like each season that comes out, or each new phase, sorry, that comes out is like once I'd done those missions, I kind of didn't have much to do anymore. But yeah, back like on season 1 and all that, you could kind of flick between the new phases and then go back to the original maps. Right, and then I'm thinking, I don't know, let's either go down here and grab them, or I was going to cut down there again. I could grab that one, and then kind of come back this way again, but grab that one. Sod it. I'll do it. Just floor it and see what happens. Oh, playthrough taking off. Sorry, love. Got excited. Saving cogs. Just to pick its moment. I could get him roughly in there. Do. Oh, well, it was. Until he kind of flew out at the last second. On the hitbox there. Shit. That's where speed did help. I was going slower. Oh, goddamn professional. If I was going slower, yeah, I don't know if I would have made that. I think the loaf is trying to load himself. Oh no. Some kind of scout-based martial arts. He is known though for his ability to grab onto cranes. It was one of the reasons why I liked him. What? Got them cargo menu. Right, the chances of this trailer being turned around without tipping are at least slim to none, I would say. Shit, I just deleted a load of them. Loaf appears to have ungrabbed the crane, which is pretty handy. Aussie man, at my poorest, my boy Aussie gets his food and litter bought first in my grocery budget. Yeah, exactly, same here. then I spread out whatever's left of the budget on me. I can choose to do unless he was dependent on me. Yeah, exactly, it's the same thing. Like, I can tell myself that there isn't anything to eat. Like, say, the only time he gets it is if they've, like, sold out of the yogurts or something. I can't physically buy any because everywhere has sold them, then yeah, he'll have to suffer with only, like, 3 different varieties of treats. Which I still feel bad about. Still hate having to tell him. Like, when I had to tell him he's got no yogurts. He doesn't take the news well. But yeah, the fact that he actually remembered that my brother had mentioned them, did make me laugh. And just the fact that he's kind of generally scared of everyone, including my brother. But yeah, for that one night, he braved it. Because he knew yogurts were somewhere in the vicinity. I wonder if he could, like, smell them. I don't really know why the trailer tipped. That was a bit half, to be honest. Big Blue Beast, only map that had that problem for me. Yeah, was that a Mandra? Well, no, sorry, when Yukon first came out. Oh yeah, sorry, the frame rate drop. Yeah, it was, though. It got really bad for me on that one. And I reckon I don't know, they might have toned it down. You know, like the fogginess, or the haze you can see. I reckon that was probably more, actually, than it is now. Maybe. I don't know, I definitely remember, though, frame rate being to the point. It just happened to be like an amount of frame rate that was, I think, starting to give me like a bit of a headache as well. Like after about half an hour on the game, which normally I've had for various games in the past and that might do all kinds of frame rate things, but it never really bothers me. But yeah, for whatever reason, that just seemed to be in like the perfect whatever frame rate it was doing. And yeah, I really sort of didn't like it. And yeah, for the most part, I think Phase 9 had a little bit of frame rate oddness going on, but it wasn't, again, like really in like a pattern or amount that was sort of hurting my eyes or anything. And that was a bit more patchy. In this one, yeah, it seemed to be kind of generally all over as you were panning the camera around and all sorts. It was like it was struggling to keep up with itself. Yeah, Aussie man, welcome to getting older each year, an even smaller fraction of your life. Lived in my last pace 17 years. It is crazy, isn't it, how much quicker it does feel like it just zooms by. And yeah, you're right, like the older you get, the smaller amount of your life it is. Like when you were 5 years old, just making it to 6 years old was like a fifth of your life. Whereas yeah, now a year goes by in the blink of an eye, it feels like. Place, still remember walking in there the first time, spring 2007. Oh, you've been, yeah, in your last place. Yeah, I've lived at my place for just over 7 years now, I think it is. And yeah, that feels like, I don't know, yeah, it sort of feels like I've been here a couple of years. I certainly think with the whole, like, COVID and all that going on, seems to have just made, again, that was like 2020, it sort of was getting going, but yeah, sort of 2020 to 2023 really seemed to just kind of blink by. Life is staying in there pretty well. Aussie man, been out 1¼ years already. What's that? Sorry, been out 1¼ years already. Just an inch. The 8 slot was introduced in this phase, I'm pretty sure. I think you might be right, to be honest. I reckon you are, because yeah, certainly don't think we had it like way back when the game first came out. And yeah, I mean, if it was this map, it's certainly probably not the best map to introduce that trailer, because I'd say out of most maps, the 8 slot probably wouldn't suit this map very well. Just the amount of tight, twisty turns there is. Obviously, the trailer being as long as it is, it's kind of trying to get the thing around corners was often the more difficult thing. Although, obviously, the legs of it digging into the ground were the thing that used to drive me mad about it. Aussie Man, side-by-side photos look like it. Yeah, is that Justin Trudeau? Well known, the first family were recycling, share and share alike. Could well be. I mean, it's definitely, if it isn't, it's pretty coincidental. Yeah. That the son of the then Canadian Prime Minister just happens to look exactly like Fidel Castro. Aussie Man, if I had a swing set emote, I would have used it to describe said family. Oh, are they into that bit of swinging? Justin Lynch, I hope the carbon tax in price hike in Jackass Justin gets voted out in 2025. No idea if Pierre will keep his promise to axe taxes and bring in lower prices, but fuck it, I'll risk it. Yeah, they all seem to... The thing is with like politicians, you know, they can say stuff like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to cut this, do that, but then when they get in or whatever, they can just U-turn on it and say, oh, well, actually, we're not doing this now. And then it's like, they don't face any repercussions, even if they just U-turn on everything. So then at that point, it's like anything they say doesn't really mean anything because they're not held to it. Like, if they had to get in and then stick to what they said, and if they didn't, they got locked up. Obviously that system had never been put in place because it's them lot, they're not going to do that to themselves. But yeah, it's just like there isn't really any weight to what they say because they can just change it whenever they feel like it. Right, well that's, in theory, step 1 of that mission done. Now we're going to go and build some bloody cabins, which... Really clicked on the bloody... forklift when I didn't want it to, and now I want it to, it won't click on it. Oh yeah, it's 357. That I thought was a Magnum. Cargo container and wooden planks. So I'm going to need 4 wooden planks and 2 containers. The containers, I believe, are over here. Cargo containers, yep. And then I saw wooden planks. I'm just going to have to poach them from somewhere. So I'm going to be heading down. Yeah, to the train station. So on the way, I've got wood framing. Oh, wood framing. To be honest, I might be going for another trip. I wonder if I go down this side. And grab that one. And that. I don't know. Do some kind of... Well, probably best not to jump. Something along those lines. Yeah, so 4 wood. I'll get my trailer. Bump the light in there a bit. What we're doing. there more wheels on that slab of concrete? Well, that's weird, but I'm sure there was like 4 wheels on it earlier. Well, I already missed. Just saw that I'm going down this side. I was supposed to go down the other side of this thing, but I already cocked it up. Yeah, it looks like there'll be enough room either side. Trying to drop my hammer again. As tempting as it is. Well, maybe not drop the hammer. I'm kind of mostly flooring it. See, I would have just popped out that side, but it doesn't matter. I've got to go just down here to get around it. Scotch Arrow. That truck has a nice hat. It certainly does. Finest hat in all the lands. Aussie man, let's try Russia Map 2 killer mud speed runs in the JBL P16 Monster Tractor. I think the P16 Monster Tractor is a good solution, especially for the muddy maps. Just because it's got like nice big fat tyres on it. They do wade through some of that deep stuff pretty well. You remember crawling in base game P16 with a winch to crawl through? Yeah. Plenty of that. I still do, I like me P16 though. But yeah, in this sort of map, again, like, in the right situation, it's good at wading through deep mud. But then, because it's got quite a stiff suspension setup, and it hasn't got all-wheel drive at the minute. Yeah, certainly there's quite a few places on this map I think it'd struggle a bit. But that being said, I think there's quite a few places on this map that most vehicles will struggle. Why does the trailer just have to be a dick? Of a life. What the hell? Crane menu keeps sort of just going weird and like not won't do anything when you press any of the buttons. Is a bit of a new one. Well, newish. I think it's been doing it to me for the last month. Again. Tune in next week to find out. What we won't have to do with this trailer. Tune in about 5 seconds. Scottish Earth. How would the Fleet Star do on this map? I'm a huge Fleet Star fan and just wondering if it will work on these new maps. Well, on this map, I don't think the Fleet Star would do too well, but this isn't one of the new maps, this is from Season 2. I actually think the Fleet Star would probably do alright on some of the newer maps, because they've certainly added enough options to where there's like highway routes and all that sort of stuff, even if you have to go like the slightly longer way around and all the rest of it. Yeah, this map is probably... I'm sure there's places on this map where like you could drive... Well, the Fleet Star, I mean, it is an off-road vehicle, so if you've got it all set up, it should go just about anywhere, but as far as like then having cargo towing along and all the rest of it, I imagine that would struggle on a map like this, I reckon. I mean, yeah, it was these sort of maps at the beginning, and then we had obviously Lake Cobden and Mandra before this, where it's sort of seeming like highway vehicles or sort of the more like base vehicles in the game that you get right at the beginning. Yeah, they didn't really have much place in this kind of these kind of maps, but then by Phase 3 Wisconsin that kind of freed things up a little bit, but then we went to Phase 4, which was pretty notoriously a beast. But yeah, the later maps, I would say, yeah, stuff like the Fleet Star, all that sort of stuff would do just fine, I reckon. I mean, I think you could use it on this map, but yeah, I think you'd feel it after a while. But then driving these around tonight, I mean, again, these are AGL vehicles, and yeah, they almost like make this map feel quite balanced. But obviously, jumping in like a what am I doing? Jumping in like a vanilla truck, I'd imagine it'd be going a bit slower. I wonder how long this mission would have took me, for example, if I was using vanilla trucks. Again, it's definitely, it is a nice looking map, and trailer. Yeah, I mean, if you want the full SnowRunner off-roading experience, this has definitely got to be one of them. Just click that waypoint on Cinematic. The high gear, I was going to say, this is that's normally what was happening driving through all these sections. Might have one of the first trailers I cut loose on this game as well, because back at the beginning I did actually try and keep the map or maps tidy. I remember cutting one of those 2-slot trailers with like the double dolly axle thing at the front. Yeah, and then at some point I just kind of gave up on the concept. Started releasing trailers all over the place. Oh yeah, then I need, yeah, 2 cabins. Turn this trailer around again. So it's going to be a bit of a squeeze getting this to fit. Definitely what she said. That's one of them, but bit 2. And the loaf is slightly hogging a bit of prime real estate right now, but he's earned it. This cream would just work. Lift. Love of God. train just... I don't know. It loses its mind when I try and get... Can you just not go any longer than that? Well, I don't know if this is all going to stay on. Not that far to make it. Pretty good. Health and safety approved. Right. Well, cutting on the rail tracks would be pretty nice. No, was there like a road or train track block? I don't know, let's find out. I'm gonna have to change time of day and that one flopping around, but yeah, it's going to make me the cabin go flying, I imagine. Let's see how far we get. Oh shit, there's a post right there. Do I take a post? Son of a bitch. But I can run there and I may as well fly one piece of cargo. But yeah, fuck it, because it'll only fall off again. Drifting right now. The right choice, that's what she said. Need a big winch. Certainly does. With skill and patience you can technically make any truck work. You definitely want the best tyres, you're already 2 on it. It's ideal but should be doable. Yeah, I mean, again, yeah, in theory, it's certainly doable. I don't think it'll be the quickest truck to use on this map, but again, it's one of those maps where it kind of punishes every truck, really. I don't think the fleet star would be too bad until you got it, like, loaded with, say, 6 slots of cargo and all the rest of it. I think that's when it'd start feeling it. Angry Retro Gamer, added every map to 100% in order. Up to Central Asia, I'm still working on it. Tennessee needs multiplayer to get 100%. Why? What do you have to do on multiplayer to get 100%? Tennessee, is that the racing one? I'll have to yeah, I'll probably have to try and get that done at some point if that's the case. Because it's sort of annoying when games do, yeah, one little element that's like online, and then especially when it comes to like getting your trophies and all that, you can't really do it then unless you get the online thing, which for some people they just don't want to do the online element, but in other cases, particularly older games, I don't know, but say you had a Call of Duty for example, it could have a load of trophies to unlock, but then you got one trophy that will say like, you know, win 10 multiplayer games, and if you can't get on there, I know a good example of one recently is that Isle of Man racing game I played. I think I've got all the trophies on that game except it says like win, stupid trailer, win 10 online races or whatever it is. But yeah, there's like, you go on there and there's no one playing to race against. And I think, yeah, the Mud Runner game actually, I think I've got like every trophy on that except I've got to go online or something and like, I don't know, I think it was like repair other people's trucks or something, but again, there's another one where it's just that last little trophy I'd need to get a platinum on the game. But possibly never will, just because trying to yeah, get the multiplayer, which probably won't be too bad at the minute on SnowRunner, but you know what I mean, if in like you tried getting that done in another few years or whatever, you might struggle. Right. Craft. I suppose it didn't just go all out awkwardness and say I need to go and bring a generator or something to have the fuel to craft. Well, that's good. The only thing I'm going to do is turn around. This trailer is a tosser. So Tanner, did AJL add any more mod trucks or no? I don't believe he has so far, up until obviously like the most recent ones he's done. I think the yeah, Phase 11 vehicles are not allowed on console, so I believe he's done them for the PC, but I can't get like, yeah, the console, well, there is no console version. And then yeah, as far as I know, the next Season 12 they're allowed to like make the mods for consoles and that as well, so when that drops in the next month or two. Was it that way I need to go? Oh no. Oh, it's kind of, I'm roughly heading that way, but yeah, I was going to say it's not the gold mine. So the road's basically going to loop back around and do the same thing. I may as well go to the gold mine then, or do I drive along the cliffs and then just fly down? Let's see, I'll get to the gold mine first. Right, no, I think now he's waiting for Season 12 to release. Yeah, that's what I'd imagine. I think that's... we'll next see some trucks after that's released. Rebel by choice, have a good morning. Got to go, my sugar is high. Yeah, no worries, dude. Cheers for popping in though, and enjoy the rest of your... enjoy the rest of your day, or evening. In fact, you had that, you did that, Isle of Man racing game as well, didn't you? So you might have the same situation where like you wouldn't be able to get that last trophy. And Justin Lynch headed off. Good night. Yeah, I appreciate it, dude. Cheers for popping in. Don't do it, trailer. Does it matter which way? I probably want to go to the left. I think going that way is break the cabin or something. Not what we need. Scotty Channel, the development team should take a break from creating maps and make quality of life fixes to the vehicles and cranes. Yeah, I agree. They certainly. I mean, I'd imagine for how long it'd take compared to building like a whole nother phase of map, you'd think, yeah, just little things like tweaking the cranes. But yeah, I agree. Little like, yeah, quality of life kind of tweaks to the game. I'd definitely be in favour of that. Mark Rowe, Night Justin, Angry Retro Gamer, yes, a race. Oh, is it? Yeah, is it one of the contests or something? Yeah, it's a bit of a shame when they do stuff like that. Angry Retro Gamer, I have online, just didn't feel like asking someone to help. Yeah, I know what you mean, because I'm the same. Certainly, when it comes to like some online stuff, I like to play, well, say not online, but like single player mode. I like to play by myself, because I can do what I want when I want, but more importantly, like, say, I mean, not at the minute live streaming, but if I was making a video, for example, my cat could turn up, and then I can just stop, I put my remote down, say hello to the cat or whatever, I can go for a piss, I can go make a coffee, I can go make something to eat, whereas, like, once you're online with somebody else, I kind of, naturally, I don't really want to inconvenience their time of being online. So then once you're online, it's kind of like, yeah, sort of, I'm playing with in mind that I'm also taking up somebody else's time and all the rest of it. So I sort of know what you mean. You end up where, yeah, like, it's going to be one of them, really. I need to do the same thing at some point. I'll have to... I have to fucking do it. Yeah, I'll have to get on there and do that race, but that's kind of the sort of thing that I don't really want to... Certainly don't like it when games like force you to do it. And like I said ages ago, yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5 was one of them where I 100%ed that. I believe it was either on my old like PlayStation account, or it was on my brother's. But yeah, it was like, when I look recently, there's like, you've got to do various things in the Grand Theft Auto Online mode now to unlock trophies, which ultimately, like, if you wanted to get the Platinum Trophy for Grand Theft Auto, you'd have to do them, which they couldn't have been part of the requirement back in the day, because I definitely didn't go online to get the trophies done. Shit, we're not even getting them here, are we? Not that it matters, I'll still cutting through this way anyway. Oh yeah, are we flying off the cliff? That is the next question. Probably. If we can get along there, down there, across there, and down there, what could go wrong? Envelope of us, we'll be fine. Trailer was thinking of tipping. There's too much speed involved. Get down here now. This option is kind of go at a right angle. Should do it, trailer. Isn't exactly a walk in the park. There's some pretty thick trees. I believe. Oh shit. Get that tree for breakfast though. Oh, go for it, cargo. It's a pretty respectable roll by the cargo. Oh what? What's it got a roof on there for? Did they really have a zone that you've got to drop cabins into and then put a roof on there? That's weird. As well, just throwing it out there, when I released the crane then it did all that moving bit by itself. Where it just kind of shoved it on the roof. It was actually very handy. Wedged itself in there pretty good. Give me back my cabin. What is that? Is that what it wants? Am I going to try and thread them under the roof? Or is the roof like invisible? Not invisible. Do you have to do it like that? The fact that they made this and didn't test it. Drive flat out at it. It gets in there. That's what she said. What the fuck? Oh, the animation. Scottish channel, take it easy. I'm going to catch a movie and head off to bed. Have a great stream. I appreciate it, dude. Cheers for popping in. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your night. Alright, stage completed. What's that, only one half of the mission? What the fuck? I don't even know if I'm going to get all this done tonight. So metal beam's 6. And where the hell... What, I can get 1 per place. To be honest, I might pick another mission just because I might end up doing the second half of that next week. Since it's yeah, it's an absolute monster of a mission. That's 3 hours. And that's just that bit. First half, apparently. I see it's saying it pays 49 grand. You should be paying like 149. You should, like, you could buy half an average truck after doing this entire mission. I should be paying out. You should get like a free truck that you could sell for 150 grand or whatever. But yeah, well, planks I can kind of work out where I'm going to get them from. Small pipes. There is 2 there. Concrete blocks. And there's only 2 and it wants, what, 6? So something can come from there. Scout flatbed, but I don't want to touch that in case that is for another mission. that is that, yeah, that mission, don't do a barrel roll. Rings a bell, actually. Might go and do that one with a goddamn horse, in fact. Yeah, I'll carry on with that mission next week, I reckon. I might, I'm gonna go and grab a loaf, I'm gonna go and do this mission. And then, yeah, I'll see after that. I'll call it a day soonish, though. Yeah, I wouldn't have a chance in the hell of getting that mission done in, like, when I do videos, I can only, the maximum I can do is an hour anyway. I've had to do a few where I've done, like, part 2 and so on, but God knows, I'm like part 10 for this mission. Micro, you have to slide it in, that's what she said. She certainly did, it's a long one. That's what she said again. As long as she knows. It's funny, I remember an ex years ago that she was bragging about her blowjob skills, and then yeah, when the time came, she just was there like, well, I got nothing. I think she oversold her skills. But yeah, it's just a pretty funny look on her face, certainly from my perspective. Let's have an orange loaf. Right, I suppose I could just, yeah, go across the top of the map. Out of curiosity, what does this warehouse have in it? Oh, I'm onto this mission anyway. Consumables, cement, fuel, small... I did need small pipes for something. That's what she said. Yeah, I'll just go the normal way around the map. We'll finish with a nice bit of loaf action. Jamie Bastian, good night all. Catch you next weekend, Mr. Lone Wolf. Yeah, I appreciate it, dude. Cheers for popping in. Enjoy the rest of your night. Night, Jamie. Big Blue Beast. Can't you take the cabins out and reuse them, if I remember right, for other drop-offs? Yeah, that might have been the kind of little workaround to it, which is good, just on principle, especially if one of the missions was trying to get people to take 15 cabins, which some people did. Mark Rowe, notice how you didn't need the second cabin to complete the first stage. You can now reuse those for another mission. Yeah, it did seem to kind of accept it a bit early and just sort of went into the animation on its own. Still pretty mad that they put that zone there and then put a like a roof on the actual zone. I really didn't think that one out too well. It's funny how the goddamn horse seems to drive over that riverbed. And some of the other trucks were all getting caught on those rocks. Not me loaf. Gives you a 10% rallying bonus. Bound to. Indeed. Nice high gear in this gearbox as well. The AGL gearbox. It's not the Zoom this one, but it's a 12 speed. It's just the scout version of it. But yeah, the high gear. Very nice. Shit, fire out winches. I mean drowning. My loaf does not drown. Spider-Man swings his way. Harmony Nava? Wow? Is that just a general wow of the loafiness? Beast. Didn't have to reverse though. Bounced off that tree. Steering kicked in just in time. Matt Ray, they were hoping you would use the forklift to load cabins onto the platform. Yeah, that makes a bit more sense. But, yeah, to drive the forklift there and all the faffing around. I think amongst anything, trying to, just off the top of my head, I'd imagine getting the forks under the cabin and actually lifting it without the cabin just seesawing and tipping off the edge of the forks would be the bigger pain in the arse, because even when I was picking those fuel barrels up, whatever it was, as like a little test mission, yeah, I'm sure they tipped off the front of those forks. They could probably do with longer forks. That's what she said. Enjoyable little vehicle to drive around the old loaf. I think for the size of the loaf and worth of it, the amount that the loaf is capable of, it's just a good feeling in this game. You want vehicles that can do a lot of stuff. You don't want a vehicle that looks like it's going to eat the terrain for breakfast and then get stuck in 2 minutes. The loaf hasn't even got stuck in 4 years. That is what a goddamn professional he is. Yeah, that's the kind of bin that that guy I was working for hit. I know I've probably said it before, but it was like that kind of bin that went sailing over an entire house. Well, I think it was a bungalow actually. I think it was this way it wanted me to go. Probably. Going this way anyway. Into high gear, but a lot of wheel spinning going on. So trucks wouldn't really be able to use this option, but clearly the loaf can squeeze his way up this side of the rocks. That's the thing though, going up here like this waterfall, as you can see, you just got to kind of keep wiggling around until you knock all the loose rocks out of the way. Problem number 2. In general, this is why I don't really like this Scout trailer, is the rear tyres on it. They're small, but then those mud flappy things that are over the tyres, they act more like spades, and when you're driving through mud, they seem to just dig into the mud more than, like, they do the trailer more harm than good, really. I mean, I know, like, Fox's trailer pack thing has got, like, off-road versions of trailers. I'm surprised, I mean, especially, like, they added that Jack of all trades thing. They could, add some kind of, like, DLC trailer pack with like more off-roady trailers. I think that's one that they would probably get some sales if they did. It's funny actually, that Aliens game I was playing the other week as well, like, what was it called again? Fire Team Elite or something. It was a free game on the monthly games a little while back. Focus made that game as well, and it's just funny in the sense of I think there is like add-ons and stuff you can buy for that game, but you can just tell as well that they haven't gone like all out with trying to monetize every little aspect of it. Like I said, there's these sort of challenge card things that you unlock that just tweak like how you play the game or whatever. They might just make your weapons stronger, they might make the aliens stronger, blah blah blah. But yeah, they're the sort of things that like a lot of companies would probably try and make them like loot box mechanics where you sort of... They're still loot box in the sense of like you buy a pack of them and it's a lucky dip what you get, but you can only buy them with like in-game currency that I assume you can't buy like a pack of that currency or whatever. So yeah, it's just another example. Like the Focus company, to be fair, are actually not that bad as far as like if they make a game, they tend to at least focus enough on the game that they don't just turn it into a complete just like extra money transaction, like say something like EA or Activision, who do Call of Duty. They're pretty bad for it. They loot box the shit out of everything. Imagine again, this is an AGL loaf, and to be fair, I mean it wouldn't really be much slower with a normal loaf, because as I'm going along now, you can see just bumping over all the rocks is like, that's what kind of bleeds all your speed and momentum. But yeah, I mean this map is definitely makes you earn the ways you go, the routes you take. Right, once everyone found out the cable for the crane fades through the roof, then that idea went in the bin. Yeah, it sounds about right. But again, they just can't top the crane because it's so simplified. You can't simplify the crane anymore. It's, in the scheme of things, I'm very glad the crane works. Certainly not the, like, they don't lift very well, but the concept of how the cranes work in this game, that you essentially just hover the crane over, like, you know, and click the winch and it'll grab it, is a good idea, really, because if they made it to where you actually have to, like, manually move the crane, say, like, perfectly centered, you know, a bit like how, say, you attach a trailer, it's got to be, like, close enough. If they did that, that'd end up getting old pretty quick, I reckon. Especially, like, you think earlier on, the amount of times I tipped the trailer. If you had to, like, line it up perfectly every time with the crane, it'd be a bit of a pain in the arse. So that mission, it takes the trailer, but you get 8.5 grand. That's actually pretty decent paying mission, considering it's pretty simple. Yeah, is there any other little ones? Deliver to the farm. That one that's tipped off the side. Yeah, let's do that then. Not that dolphin. Where's the other dolphin? Oh no, because I'm going to leave that there, and I'll carry on next week's mission. I assume everyone else can hear that weird noise that was just... I assume it's like the radio station on here or something. It's just making some weird noises in my headset. Well, can you get trailers on this? You probably can this anyway, because I think it's the AGL version. You can. Yeah, we'll get that trailer with this. Why not? In fact, even potentially do a proper rescue. Change the time of day. Angry Retro Gamer, horse or vehicle? It certainly is. Never leave home without one. game should just be called Loaf Runner. Gaming Grumpy82. Morning, how's it going, dude? Glad to be joining us. Angry Retro Gamer. I'm playing Fireteam Elite 2. Tried the first mission 4 times and still can't beat it. Are you on about on... or was it like Insane or Extreme or whatever? The game is pretty bloody hard when you go on the hardest settings. It's definitely not one of those games you just pick up and go, oh yeah, I'll just smash it. But at the same time, if you go on the easiest settings, and then you get like that smart gun in the game or whatever that just aims at the aliens, which is bloody fun, because you just have to hold aim and the gun will just like spell out an alien and shoot it. But then it'll stop shooting when there is no aliens, so it sort of saves your ammo. But yeah, when you go up to like the harder modes, the aliens do give you a good old whipping. Mark, right, I missed the country music from the earlier maps, wish they would bring it back. Yeah, true, I'm surprised they haven't done like a bit of a simple sort of radio station in this game, because I think it'd fit in quite well. That's what she said. Just with the general flow of the game, I quite often end up putting my headphones on. Yeah, and as I'm driving around, either that or I've just got like YouTube on, going through like a, what do you call it, like a mix playlist thing or whatever, just songs that I've listened to at some point. Yeah, or like I said, get the headphones on, and yeah, I'm listening to music all the time when I'm playing this game. Well, there goes the plans of a rescue. Well, I suppose. Got legs, use them. Although they completely miss the bridge. So this is how I envisioned it though. When you see this kind of thing, like a trailer tipped off of a bridge like this. It's funny how the legs did kind of help, even though they're not actually touching anything. But they haven't really give it like a very good winch point with which to then line the trailer up. I may as well just kind of winch it in the air and then drive off. Oh, I thought it was almost going to spin its way around then. Restore crane. Okay, over to the next set, that leg. That's what I actually meant, game, was restore crane except one leg. Oh, 2 legs. Like some kind of demented cricket. Like a dolphin cricket. Why you need a loaf? Do one mission without a loaf. Some kind of... God knows. Demented cricket. I think that was pretty accurate the first time. Out of curiosity, if I click... That's what it does eventually. Don't know why it didn't the first time. Yeah, and I'm still stuck anyway, apparently. While I'm here, I may as well try and attach the trailer. So that's more like it. Good dolphin. That's what a loaf does. It doesn't listen to the trailer isn't close enough. That doesn't exist. Loaf just tells the trailer to get its goddamn ass on the hitch, and it's done. Yeah, with the music on this game though, I'm surprised. Like I said, it's not, even if it's not going to be like famous, well-known songs because of copyright, which is a shame, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of either copyright-free kind of country-style music. I don't think it would have been that difficult to put together. And I know even like in the loaf, for example, when you go on the first person view, there is actually like a head unit and all the rest of it in the vehicles. But I wonder if they considered it at some point. Maybe they did. Has this got a head unit of some kind? I mean, a little bit. I know it kind of would anyway, but you know what I mean? That's why I was thinking of the loaf. actually looks like an aftermarket head unit is in there. Like, I'm assuming the one that's in the loaf wouldn't have actually came with the vehicle as a standard option. But yeah, maybe they thought about it and then, I don't know. And if you park next to one of those fuel stations or whatever that plays the music, in theory, you can sit there and listen to it. So there is kind of a radio station going on, but just not really when you're in the actual vehicle. I mean, something like, if you could get, I know it never happened, but if you could get like the old Grand Theft Auto radio stations on this game, that would be pretty cool. In there, yep. 2,000 for that one. Which, what was that? Oh, 2,900. So it's still about a third of what I just got for that loaf mission. Taking the trailer. Similar missions, probably fairly similar distances as well, but that one pays a hell of a lot less. Anyway, it's done. Also, I remember, for what it's worth, let's see if it is still really bad. I remember the mud around this farm was ridiculous. Somewhere around here, I think, I remember sinking a truck. Did not want to get back out of there. I mean, it's definitely not as bad with the mods, but I think they might have fixed it a bit. Because I'm sure it was pretty ridiculous. Somewhere around here. I don't know. Sorry, it's nearly swallowing the whole tyre, so it probably... Well, either way, yeah, I remember getting stuck there. Yeah, I think I might call it a day there, to be honest. We've got quite a few things done, but I don't want to get stuck into the second half of that contract just yet. We'll save that one for next week, I reckon. And then, yeah, well... What's some of the other missions? I mean, that's definitely a smaller one. Yeah, that's a bit better. Yeah, they kind of seem that's still a fairly hefty mission. Yeah, that's an absolute whopper, actually. So, there's still enough to keep us going for a little while. Even though there is only one set of contracts, they certainly between them seem pretty massive. I mean, if this one... Even if I did the whole mission, you're talking like one mission per live stream pretty much. So in theory, there should be more than enough to keep going until phase 12 drops. I might just leave the dolphin here, sat in the mud, see how stuck in the mud it is this time next week. Angry Retro Gamer, thanks Mr. Lone Wolf, I enjoyed the stream, I appreciate it dude, cheers for popping in as well. Mark Rowe, I remember too that mud was bad, got a yar stuck, yeah, I can't remember what it was I got stuck. To be honest, whatever I got stuck may even still be there now, which is, yeah, probably been sat there for the last 3 odd years. Which again, at some point I would like to get around to getting some video like on my normal playthrough though, so it'll be with the vanilla trucks. Aerial Aga, is it? Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I probably will call it a day there. I appreciate it though, everyone popping in. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time it is where you are. And again, in theory, I'd like to get back to some videos, but I just never know what's going on from day to day at the minute. But I'll try and get back into some kind of pattern. I certainly would like to get back to doing videos because I enjoy it. I'm missing a bit of my loaf time. That's what I need. Aerial Aga, I just started playing SnowRunner. Oh, have you? Yeah. Well, you certainly picked a good game. There's a ridiculous amount of stuff I've sort of been saying up tonight. Yeah, I think this might be a contender for a game that would take a legitimate 1,000 hours to complete. I'm thinking like, there's not many games I can think of that would go into the 1,000-hour mark to finish everything. But I think this might. So you'd be doing well if you managed to do the whole game in less than 1,000 hours, I reckon. Mark thanks for the stream. Yeah, I appreciate it, dude. Yeah, cheers for popping in and everything, and the same to everyone. Cheers for popping in and hanging out. Ariel Ager, good stream. I appreciate it. Yeah, enjoy the game if you've just got it. Like I say, there's plenty to do. Yeah, like I say, hopefully I'll be back soon in one form or another. But if not, I assume be back on this again next week, doing phase 2. I may as well just keep chipping away at this since I've just about done everything on phase 11 anyway. But yeah, until then, one way or another, enjoy yourselves, whatever it is you get up to. And yeah, get yourself a loaf, because why not, and I'll be back soon.